This Prayer on the Air episode is dedicated to letting go and letting God. Let go, let God. Our time together is deeply blessed. I accept that which is to be said is said. What is to be heard is heard. What is to be released is released. And that which is to be embraced is embraced. Amen, amen, amen. So I would just love to start today with what is that like to take that silent moment to let go and let God. So consider that for a moment. What is it like? Is there any way that's a real experience to you? Letting go and letting God. My name is Angela Montano. This is Prayer on the Air. We are a podcast that we have participants in 52 different countries. This is a podcast that is, we could say trans-denominational. People of all different faiths come together to investigate ever more deeply the energy, the vitality, the nature of prayerfulness, and what happens when we live prayerfully and we release our worries, our fears, our doubts to what I like to refer to as the prayer field. If you're here for the first time and you're here live, you just you can raise your hand for a prayer request at any time using the reaction button on the Zoom call. And you can also write your prayer request in the chat. If you're listening to the podcast via a streaming service, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I just invite you especially to listen to the prayer requests and feel and sense whatever in it is for you. That it's a really fascinating thing how whenever we're praying for someone else, we're not only praying for the part of ourself that is that person, but we're praying for the part of us that resonates. And it doesn't have to be a literal resonance. And there's another thing, when I say that, it's like, oh, well, just pray for somebody else if there's something in it for me. I don't mean it in that way. It's also incredibly restoring and healing to give your love, to present your love in relationship to what another person is going through. So there's great value in seeing what it's like to pray for someone else. When I used to work at a prayer ministry as a volunteer, this is so many years ago, and I can remember so often going into the prayer ministry just a wreck, just completely a wreck about something I was obsessing about in my own life. And after doing a 2 or 4 hour volunteer stint, I remember telling people I feel like I've had a blood transfusion. Like whatever was coursing through me when I went in, when I went out, I had been somehow renewed. Somehow a transfusion of some kind had occurred. So I invite you to notice that, a world. I mean, man, oh man, oh man, woman, oh woman, oh man, woman alive. Person, oh person, oh person alive. Like, wow, wow, wow. What would happen if we went to prayer rather than offense? If you hurt my feelings or I hurt your feelings, if I say something that triggers you, rather than go straight to defensiveness, what would happen if we went to, I bow my head, I bow my dualistic thinking, I bow my quick to judge tendency, and I'm interested more in what is the love? What is the love seeking here? How is the love emerging? What is love wanting to do? The Tao Te Ching says, what is a bad man? But a good man's lesson? What is a good man but a bad man's teacher? Meaning it all works the same, works together. So again, feel free to raise your hand to have a prayer request,